You must be wondering what I'm about to do. I'm not going to do anything with bonsai for a change, because my gardening activities is much more than just bonsai. I grow vegetables, I grow beautiful trees and shrubs, because my first love is really gardening. So I was doing something quite interesting last night, and as always, I suddenly discovered that it would be worth showing to my YouTube audience. And this, in case you don't know what it is called a Clivia, C-L-I-V-I-A, Clivia. And it has beautiful orange blossoms. It's a type of lily, and every now and then you've got to propagate it by dividing it. Like all plants, herbaceous plants or whatever, you propagate not just from seed but by division. And the roots were absolutely fascinating. Look at it. They're thick roots, like almost like the udon noodles, just like udon noodle. Look at it, thick and fleshy. But surprisingly, they don't break so easily. Although I've been teasing it, none of the roots have broken. So before I split it, I thought I'd show you what it is like, because I'm going to divide it so that I get more plants. I usually divide these once every 3 years or so, by which time it will form a big clump. But I don't want to break it so that it won't have much root attached to it. You need some root. So I've got to pull the roots out like that. It's all tangled up. So it's quite different from repotting a bonsai. So this repotting exercise, look at it. Long roots, all entangled, going round and round in the pot. Apparently the Japanese are very fond of it. When I used to go to Japan, I came across some nurseries which just specialized in this. And there are some varieties which have got variegated leaves as well. So like these palms, this has got a cult following. So Clivia. I'm trying not to break the roots. So the roots have just gone tangled up with each other. So the more I can disentangle, the easier it is to separate the plants. There you are. Okay, I've got one with good root like that, so that one is okay. This one also okay with those roots, so that should be okay. So this is what I'm doing all the time. If I come across a situation where it's difficult, I may have to cut it with a saw. Don't worry, I've done this before, so I know that it will work. But it's just to show that it's so different from doing your bonsai where we cut the roots. I'm, in this case, not cutting the root, I'm trying to preserve the root. But then, of course, I'm propagating at the same time. Propagating by division, root division. These sort of plants I like giving to friends, because those of my friends who grow house plants love this sort of thing. Of course, it's not a hardy plant, so it has to be protected. So I grow it in my greenhouse. So there's another one. And so it goes on. I won't show you all of them. So what I now do, I will either plant it in a deep pot, if I wish to. Let's take you here, and I will show you. It's simply planting it in one of these bonsai training pots. Put a bit of mesh. And I find that they're not fussy about soil. Ordinary garden compost or potting compost is fine. You can use bonsai compost, but that seems to be a waste. I know some growers plant it in this coconut fiber. And then I'm going to show you something even more drastic. Whenever you plant or divide plants, same with doing your air layering, when you separate an air layering, we always remove some of the branches, because if the root system cannot supply the water to all the leaves, the tree will suffer and it could die. So because there's such a lot of foliage and I've disturbed the root, I'm going to reduce the foliage. I'm going to reduce every single leaf to about this high. Not only will this put less stress on the root system, but it will also make the tree more stable, so it can stand up more easily and won't topple over. I will also take off these seed heads. I've collected the seeds already from this. So now it can stand properly. I've removed most of the leaves, so there's not so much stress. And there you go. So this is how I pot up my Clivia. So it's another type of repotting, which is quite different from how we repot our bonsai.